What's up, guys? So, ever since I dropped my coverage on Watches and Wonders 2025, a lot of you have been hitting me with the same exact question. T3, after seeing all the new releases, what have you actually been wearing lately? And here's my honest answer, okay? It might surprise some of you, but the 6 watches I've been wearing the most recently, like pretty much for the last year almost, have all been Casios. Every single one. And they're not sponsoring me currently. I wish they would, because I'm pretty much a case study on the reliability and durability of these watches. But yeah, we're going to go into every single watch I've been wearing the most recently and why. So without further ado, it is 2:47 p.m. Let's get down to business. Now, before all the mechanical purists and the people that are hearkening for a soul within my watches start complaining, listen, my collection didn't do like a full 180 overnight, but my mindset kind of had to. Okay, so most of you know I've been dealing with a serious injury. I've been walking with a cane now for almost a year. I have kind of degenerative neuropathy with very limited mobility, and the kind of thing that really changes is how you look at how you interact with your environment, right? And it forces me to reconsider the things that I wear on my feet, all the way to the kind of pants that I wear, and yes, even the watches that are on my wrist. So I've kind of changed my personal collection, or at least the ones that I wear the most, from watches that I think look cool with interesting complications to like true tools. Like the watches I wear now are truly tools. There are pieces of gear that I really rely on. And it's not because I think that they are going to take my pain away or anything. I don't think it's going to save my life, but it's a watch on my wrist that I can rely on even if I fall down, or even if I bump it up against a door frame or a table or a, car door or something like that. I used to obsess over really interesting specs and complications and heritage. I'm a big vintage guy. But these days I want something that just works. So here are the 6 Casios I've been putting to work lately. Okay. Most actually here are G-Shocks. And then we have a couple Casios, one from like the kind of Pro Trek series and one from the Illuminator series. So we actually have 2 Neo Tokyos. We have my twin sensor, which I absolutely love. We have this Casio Illuminator in tan that kind of resembles like a 5600. Then we do have an actual 5600. And then we have the only one that's set correctly at the moment, my Mudman, the newest Mudman, the Master of G. And the reason that that's the only one that is set correctly currently is because I was wearing all those other ones before daylight savings time, and then it was a gift from my girlfriend, this new Mudman, and then it just switched automatically. And I've been wearing that pretty much exclusively ever since. So why am I choosing these Casios? Well, to put it simply, they've kind of just made my life easier in a way. My life has become a lot more complicated. So kind of a more simple watch that I know just will work is one thing that I just don't have to worry about. There's a lot I have to consider and worry about these days, and that's just something that I don't have to. So I really do appreciate the reliability, the functionality, and the durability of something like kind of an inexpensive Casio. Now, the most expensive watch in that box right there is actually the Mudman. And again, I've been wearing it the most, but still, you can find that watch for well under $400 brand new. And listen, guys, these aren't the only watches I own. I didn't like purge my entire collection. I still have my vintage watches. I still have the Rolexes and the Omegas that you've seen. It's just that I can't and don't want to wear those watches as often. And it's a bummer, and it's definitely changed how I interact with the hobby, but it's also shown me an appreciation within a certain segment of the hobby that I thought I had before, but that I truly, deeply have now. And it's affordable, durable watches, specifically Casios. Although there is a Citizen that I'm very, very interested in that I think probably will be the next watch I add to this box. So are these watches fancy? No. Do they have crazy resale value? Absolutely not, but they're the real deal. They work, they don't complain, they don't quit, and that kind of resilience is something I really need in my life right now. And guys, I want to shout out Bravo Watchwear Studio for this awesome watch box. Now, I have a ton of watch boxes that, house many of my watches, and I've seen some very high-end ones made out of beautiful wood and, ones that lock, and I've seen those little donuts, like those little watch pods, but this is probably my favorite travel watch box because it's actually a hard case that protects all the watches. Not that these watches really need protecting, but it's actually very plush on the outside and supple with very nice leather, and then the interior is incredibly plush, but also there's that rigid frame on the inside. And this one isn't super duper overpriced like many of the high-end travel cases you find on the internet. So I'm going to leave a link to Bravo Watchwear Studios because, again, this is perfect in that kind of olive drab color. That's my favorite. And then inside, there's some kind of muted tones, especially with those pillows that you strap the watches to. It looks really cool, super duper functional, and again, just another piece of kit that I don't have to worry about. So I'll leave a link again to Bravo Watchwear Studios, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.